Okay, so let's start. As we know, this is a little talk about tools to boost creativity. But you know how this works. And while I was working, making this presentation, I decided that it would be better to change the name. But I wouldn't tell the people from Life and Curious because it was too late. So I say, well, I'm just gonna say it in the session itself. So rather than being boost of creativity, it is tools to exercise your creativity. That's what it would be like the best way to describe what we're going to do. Let me tell you just a little bit. Hold on just a second. And a little bit about me, especially because I find these kind of sessions very interesting to connect with other people. So you know what we do, and sometimes you look for a teacher that is doing a specific project, and you might remember, I remember from Life of Curious there was this teacher that used Minecraft, or that she's an Apple Distinguished Educator. Well, as you can see here, I'm an Apple Distinguished Educator. I also am my expert, which is Microsoft Innovator Expert. And recently, I've been chosen to be I represent Nuevo León, which I'm from Monterrey, Mexico, with STEAM, working with STEAM projects. Okay, that is my Twitter handle. So anything that you would like to connect to work further on that, I would be pleased to do so. And this is, let me tell you, my mom passed away a couple of days ago. So I had my head totally in another place. And a friend of mine, she sent me a WhatsApp and told me, Patty, you're going to be a presenter in Life and Curious. And I go like, what, when? Oh my God, I felt like I was in the movie Hangover with the characters that they didn't know what was going on. And I go, is it today? Is it tomorrow? When is it? So my first reaction was, no, I'm gonna cancel because I don't feel like doing that right now, so on and so forth. But my mom here, she was an extraordinary educator. So I said, you know what? Instead of not doing so, I am going to do this presentation and honor herself. And I just wanted to let you know that. Okay, so moving on. Okay, so we're gonna go a little bit on Nearpod. Okay, here's the code. I will ask you if you can please join through the chat. Okay, I'm going to place the link if you want to go directly there. And please enter the code. I'm gonna share screen again so you can see the code. There it is, the code. And it's right here on the very top. Are you being able to join? Yes, now I have 14. Yes, thank you very much. Okay, so let's move on a little bit here. Okay, and let me move this. And I'm going to you to complete the following. Use your imagination and complete the following drawing. How do you imagine 2021 will be for you using the drawing that I just showed you here? Okay, very good. I see that some of you are starting to do your drawings. Some of you are in progress. Okay. A couple of more minutes and then we go and discuss what we are drawing here, okay? Okay, very good. Okay, so I'm gonna take this just as an example, and here we're talking about, I am assuming that that is because we are, the vaccine is out and everyone is waiting for it. Probably that would be great. And the person here is saying that, well, it's gonna be great because we already have like a vaccine, correct? Okay, let me go and see some other. This one right here, probably a lot of us identify with that. It's like a huge explosion, eruption of the things happening around us. Very good. Okay. And here we have, it's like being back home, I assume, being back home. Very good. Okay. So here we have, well, we cannot see it when I make it big, but as you can see, they use this picture and right here, they use images without writing. Okay, very good. So I'm gonna continue, okay? And well, I'm just gonna go directly here. And I want to share with you, like, now that we're seeing this kind of examples, I don't know if it has happened to you that you see something right there and then you go like, oh, why didn't I thought about that? I didn't know, like, that was such a great idea. How creative he was or how creative she was. And I did this same exercise with some of the students that I have in at back school from 8th grade. And these are just some examples. In here, the first example, it's like a bridge. It's like a river that you're crossing the bridge. Then we have this, like it's like a rocky road, but at the end, it's going to be super nice. Here, the student had the same idea as the volcano, but they were trying to pour some water so everything comes down. And then I come to the final one, which in this case, this in particular here, I remember when the students turn in this little drawing, I say, my first impression was, or my first thing that I wanted to tell him is like, where are the lines? You didn't use the lines that I proposed. And he goes, oh yes, I did that. The only thing that I did is that I erased them and I used my drawing in a different way. My first reaction was like, he's not following instructions. But then that is precisely what is creativeness and what we want to foster in the classroom. Probably me back when I started giving class 15 years ago, I would have said, no, I'm so sorry, I'm not accepting this because you didn't follow instructions. But now that I'm moved on the way I think about how we need to foster creativeness in our students, this is what precisely I would like my students to be doing. It's like, I didn't say anything, just like use the drawing so you can see what to describe how it's going to be 2021 for you. And at this moment, I remember that I went to a lecture of Tony Wagner. He used to work in Harvard in innovation. And I remember that it caught my attention when he said, like, every single student is creative until he starts going to school. And sometimes it's true. Why? Because we set without trying to do it on purpose, we set limits to what they want to do. We always tell them, you need to do a presentation using PowerPoint, or you need to do this using a video. And why we don't let them work around what they feel comfortable, and probably they will come out with information that it's going to be much relevant that we are expecting from them, okay? So moving on a little bit here, I'm gonna continue the presentation, and I would like to see if you can help me. What would you consider that is creativity? What would you consider? Can you help me here on the chat? Okay, using wisely our senses and resources, original ideas that have value. Ken Robinson, very nice. Okay, so as you can see, we have like imagination, fun, being spontaneous. And actually, if I go directly to internet, and the first thing that appears is, let me click here, that it's the ability or facility to invent or create. Simple as that, okay? And talking about creativity, we have two different types of creativeness, okay? We have the technical creativity and the artistic one. The artistic one would be considered everything that people have by nature. You dance beautiful, you are very creative doing your drawings, you are creative making your music. But on the other hand, we have the technical creativity, which is basically the one that we're going to base this session right now. And this one, it's not as intuitive as the one of artistic, but it's the one that we're going to be working around. Why? Why specifically this one? Because this technical creativity is the one that we would like to foster inside the classroom for the students to come up with ideas or special ideas when they are working in any specific project. We want them to come with ideas that are going to help their community, just not to generate them in the classroom, but generate something that will be helpful for their community or people around them. So as we said before, the technical creativity is based upon all the different solutions and all the detecting the different problems that we can see around us so we can help other people, okay? So this part right here, it's important because we are going to be like going through our patterns that we already have in our minds. As we know, we learn by patterns. We see something, we know how to solve it, and then we just repeat, right? We just repeat what we're doing. But sometimes doing that, it's good, right? Because that's how we learn and that's how we move on with any obstacles that we might have. But sometimes we're caught on those patterns. And that is when we sometimes come up to us in a situation that we say, it's because I don't know what to do. And it's typical for you guys that you're in the classroom that students like, teacher, I don't know what to do. Teacher, I don't know what to talk about. I don't know what to do. So they come up into a position where they stuck in the same patterns that they have. And sometimes it's difficult for them to start thinking like different, in a different breaking those specific patterns. Here I have this example. If you have been in Mexico or if you're from Mexico, we are always eating avocados, okay? And a typical thing that we Mexicans do when we get to the supermarket is that we go and we start touching the avocados to see if they're ripe or not. Okay, so if we want to make a guacamole. So now with the pandemic, it's better that we don't start touching that much of things. And also that people, sometimes they are going to do the groceries and they're not that much used to it. So this person came out with this clever idea, which is a sticker that is going to tell you if the avocado it's ready to be used or not. So that way, you don't need to be touching the avocado. You just see it, you see if it's the right color, and you know if it's soft, right, firm, or not right. So that's a clever idea. And most of us, we think like, why didn't I think about that? It's like, it's a simple thing, clever thing to do. Or just like the story of the creator of the Post-it, which we already know the story. Like, it was an invention that he was not meant to be done for the Post-it. And what I didn't know is that it took like 7 years until they found a creative way to use that glue that was not working at the beginning. So it's just a matter of finding different ways. Okay, very good. So now I'm going to show you some tools. Okay, here as I just mentioned, these tools are going to help you exercise your creativeness. Okay, these are going to, we have to help our students, especially the ones that are not, they were not born being creative since the very beginning. Like, we need to give them sparks. We need to give them opportunities so they can start like exercising their creativeness. And these apps or websites that I'm about to show you, they're going to be like helping me with my students so they can start like being a little bit more creative. And it's our duty as teachers to start like giving them opportunity each day to exercise, just like any other muscle that we have in our body. The same thing happened here with this situation on how we can promote being creative in the classroom. So I'm gonna stop sharing here and I'm gonna try to share my phone. Okay, just hold on a second. Very good. Okay, so it worked, because sometimes it doesn't want to work, and you know how is technology. Okay, the first application that I want to show you, this application, the name of it, it's Curator. And basically, it's a way in which we can help our students to present their ideas in a different way. Okay, remember that we need to provide our students with tools so they can become creative. And instead of telling them, you're going to use this specific application, it's like, this is like a bunch of applications where you could work around and you decide which is the one that you feel most comfortable with. And that way they're going to become more creative because they're going to identify themselves with a specific tool that they would like to see. Okay, so what we do here, it's super simple, but it's like very graphic. And if you're visual, you're gonna like this tool. So basically what you do is that you have three different options. I'm going to show you here, three different options, simple as that. Something that you're going to search online, you can go directly to go online and search, for example, a cactus. And you can add a specific website if you want directly into your Curator or the platform that you're using here, or the template that you're using. You can also, for example, use a picture that you have on your camera roll, and you can add text as well. There's only three things that you can add, but just think about the possibilities that you can use here. You can even play around with the images that you can start adding to the different rectangles that you have there. So you can start building up something visual that eventually will become something that goes behind information that you would like to have, specific bullets. So it's a different way in which you can present information, and just not being like the typical one that we have, like PowerPoints or slides, but in a different way of doing the presentation. Simple and concrete. Okay, that would be one application that I would like to share with you. The other one is based, okay, it's like this application, it's made for you to actually create the kind of logos. It has a huge variety of different stickers that you can use on your presentations. It's great for students to like explain different things. Just for example, picture this. I'm a lead teacher and I would like the students that in one frame, they tell me the story on the book that they just read. So they need to work around their creativeness to put the right stickers for the teacher to understand what was, if they really read the book or not. So there's endless possibilities that you can use with this. And not just only you can use shapes, you can use text and work around this. Like, help me here, help me a little bit. Tell me what would be something that you think that you can take that back, this tool in particular, to your classroom. How would you use it? Can you put it on the chat? Okay. Math for counting as well. Very good. Okay, so feel free whenever I say an application, just think about how you could use that and just put it on the chat so we can all learn from the creativeness that we have in this chat. Okay, let me go back, share screen. Hold on just a second. Okay, this is the application assembly yes, perfect. Okay, the next one, the next application that I would like to share with you is Brainsparker. This one I'd like because it's a series of like different cards depending on what you would like to like foster for the students to start thinking about. And it's a package where you have the starter kit. I always like to show tools that are free. Obviously, as you can see, you can buy more for a specific amount of money, but you have a good variety that it's free. So for example, you can work around the one of the kits pack where each one of the little cards, you just flip them and then you select. And it tells you different like phrases. It gives you ideas. It gives you, for example, pictures from where you can start a conversation in your class. Sometimes we get stuck when we are writing an essay or when we don't know how to start doing something. Well, in here, it would give me like a spark of creativeness so we can move around and we can say like, okay, let's see what Brainspark is telling us. And we go in and we just drop that little moment of creativeness in our classroom. Well, you can use it in many different ways. For example, you can also use them like, let's say, I am going to use 5 cards from this pack and we are going to convert that information into a story. And we are helping our students to start like working around it. Or for example, now that we are in Zoom and you know that sometimes it's like everyone is quiet and you don't even know if they're here or not. And this would be a good way just like to break a little bit the monotony of your class and continue with your regular class. If you see that they are like not hooked with your topic, you just go, okay, let's see, we're going to go into this application. Let's see what it tells us and then you continue, okay? Very good. So in this one right here, these are the 3 applications that I would like to share with you. Okay, I'm gonna stop sharing now here and I'm gonna share now my screen. Okay. Very good. My next application, well, this is a website. And actually this website is to foster creativeness, but you won't let me lie. Sometimes we go to coffee shop, Starbucks, because we want to concentrate. You leave your house and you go to work on a coffee shop because you find it more like appealing to really work there. And we as teachers, we do that very often when we want to go and grade or do the lesson plan and so on. So in here, you can have ambience noise that will foster your creativeness in order for you to continue working. And believe it or not, Lisa, just thumbs up if you are able to listen. Okay, it's just the sound. It's just the sound that we normally will listen when we are in a coffee shop. Okay, so this, there's a study
no, that sound we can't listen to it.
No? Wait.
But you can, when you share your screen, there's a little button at the bottom that you can share audio as well.
Are you able to listen?
Yes, now we are, I think.
Yes. So basically, it's like it's just like the noise that we normally do when we go on a coffee shop, and this way we can like create this ambience in your classroom. If they say, okay, let's work and let's pretend that we are in Starbucks or wherever you want, or that we are in New York in Times Square and we're gonna go in a coffee shop. Let's get to work. So we just like trying to be creative here with our students. Okay, the next one, I'm gonna stop sharing screen now and I'm gonna show you, hold on. My desktop, okay. And the next one, and this is my final tool, right, is this one right here, which is an application that uses augmented reality just for you to be able to, you name it, make a character. Look, that's me. Okay, let me show you another one. It's augmented reality and there's many. And finally, this one right here. Okay, so this one right here, okay, is this, it's Super You. That's the name of it. And as you can see, there's a lot of different like visual effects that you can have. And that you can come into your classroom with many ideas, okay, that to use it, like here, there's another example. Okay, the only thing with this application is that you need to use the latest device, iOS, because it runs on iOS, but it has to be 11 or more, okay? For example, in the iPhone. I have a 10 and it didn't work, just for you to know. But there's always someone around you that has that, and they can take a video for you, and then you project it in your classroom for anything that you might need with your class. Okay, so basically these are the different applications and programs that I would like to share with you today. I know that probably most of you are thinking, I think that I could use it here, or I think this one I could use it in another way. So, well, I don't know if you have any questions or you would like to share like an idea that you might just like think right now that we can use in the classroom and that would be in a benefit for all the people that we are here. Let's see.
I have just a question.
Yes.
Yes. For this one, for this last one, for Super You, do you need, I don't have an iPhone 11, but do you need the video and you can work on the video? So if somebody takes the video for me and just sends it to me, can I work on it, or you have to do the whole thing in the iPhone, in the iPhone 11?
No, for example, as I was telling you, my phone, it's not the recent one. So I download the application, but it said it was not supported by my phone. So what I need to do is that I call my son, and he was the one that took the video, and then he sent it to me, and then you can work around the video. So that's a good thing here.
Okay, perfect. Thank you very much.
Yes, you're welcome. The name of the application, it's Super You. Super You.
Does it work just with the phone?
No, actually, you can use your iPad or you can use your phone.
But not computer?
No, unfortunately, on the computer does not run.
Okay, thank you.
The one of the Starbucks that I mentioned is, the name of it is, let me tell you, Coffeevity. Let me put the link here on the chat just for you to know. Hold on just a second. Okay, there is where you can find, thank you, Gerardo. This is where you can find like that application. Well, and if you don't have any other comment, thank you very much for your time and for coming to this presentation. I hope these tools are gonna make your class a little bit more like a gym for the brain of your students in order for them to be more creative. And it's our duty to start like training them in a way. We know that the students that are like creative by nature, that's a great segment of our students, but we need to work with the ones that are always struggling with the typical comment like, teacher, I don't know what to do, teacher, I don't have ideas. Well, those are the students that we need to help them exercise. Okay, thank you very much for coming to the session, and anything that I could help you, I'm like, it's my pleasure. Okay, thank you.